Hi, have you ever been learning a new language and you learn this really cool word and maybe next week or next month you get the perfect opportunity to use it and you just can't remember it? This happens to all of us, and it's a problem that modern technology can help us solve. There's a technique for memorization called spaced repetition. Basically, it's a system that helps you repeat words a lot when you first learn them, and then it spaces out those repetitions. So, for example, if you learn a word today, you'll repeat it tomorrow, and then in 4 days, and then in a week, 2 weeks, a month, until it gets to the point where you memorize it forever. There are a lot of applications that can help you do this. I'm going to talk about my favorite today, ANKI.
So let's install ANKI. I'm on Android, so I'm going to go to Google Play and type in ANKI. I already installed it, so in my case I'll open it. Okay, ANKI Droid flashcards. And this is what it looks like. If you're on any other system, you can go to Google, type in ANKI, this link here, download, and choose the version that you need. Now let's go to ANKI and sign in. This is for synchronization. It's not required to sign in, but I recommend it because it'll keep your progress synchronized and you can use them on different devices, or if you lose your phone, you don't lose your progress. So if you don't have a password, sign up. I do, so I'm going to log in real quick. So now I have my deck synchronized. You can see I've already studied my Catalan and English words for the day, so I'll just do Spanish. Payphone, that's a cabina telefónica. Good, so I'll say that's hard. I'll review it again in 9.8 months. Okay, checkerboard, damero. Good, I'll review that again in 1.3 months. Pasarela, pasarela, good, 1.4 months. Funnel is an embudo. Good. Loaded question. Pregunta capciosa. Capcioso. Good. I'll just say hard there for 25 days. Okay. To cope with is to hacer frente a. Hacer frente a. I will review this again in 10.9 months. Okay. Nosy. Gossipers. Cotilla. Cotilla. Good. 5 months. To slash. Slice cut is to rajar. Okay. Back now, chantajear. Alright, that was a little harder, so I'll say hard. I'll see it again in 1.7 years. Okay. Scab is costra. Costra, again hard, so 1.6 years. Debris, this is a newer one, it's escombros or restos. Good, escombro restos. So I'll see that again in 3 days. Junkyard, desguace, good. In 3.1 months. I'm done. So, you can see it didn't take me long. 17 cards in 2 minutes today. It never takes more than 10 minutes for me. Now here's how I do this. First of all, you can create your own deck. And let's see, so I'm just going to create a test deck. Now here's what I do. Every time I learn a word, I will go to my word reference app and make sure that I understand it correctly. Let's look up something easy. Car. Okay? Car in Spanish, in Spain Spanish for me, is coche. Okay? So if I have a native with me, I can confirm that with them that it's correct, and if so, I go to ANKI, press the deck I want, add, and I add it. First in the language I know, English, and on the back, the language I'm learning. And that's it. There are more options you can add. You can add images, audio, anything, but I'm just going to keep it simple for now. Okay, so now when I go here, I see I have one card to review. If I review it, coche, good. If this was hard, I'll press the red again button. If it was good, I'll see it again in about 10 minutes, and if it's easy, I'll see it. I won't see it again for 4 days. I'm going to press good. You can see it'll show me one more time, and I can see it in 1 day, or I can say easy in 4 days. And that's it. I won't see it for 4 more days. That is my recommended option for adding cards. You can, though, download decks that other people have made. Get shared decks. You can see there are language decks. There are decks for other things too that aren't language related. If I saw one that looked interesting, 500 English words here. There we go. You can see here, for example, this one has not just words, but images and audio. So we're going to download it. Once it's downloaded, you can go to your downloads folder. I'm using ES File Explorer for this, and just open it. It'll ask you to import it into ANKI. I'll say add. And there we go, we have our new deck. I can study it. This is here. And I can hear it too. Okay, so there are a lot of options. I prefer adding my own cards because they're the ones that I remember from my own personal experiences. But now let's talk about some of the important options. For example, if I long click on the deck, go to deck options, new cards, set the new cards per day to 10 to 15 cards. You don't want to do too many or you will burn yourself out. Next, reviews. Set a maximum of 50 words a day. You don't want to study too much because then you will lose the motivation to continue. And in general, make sure this is unchecked. You don't want the audio to play automatically, especially if you're outside of your house and you don't want other people to hear that. Remember to synchronize every now and then so that you don't lose your progress. If your synchronizations get messed up, you can come here to restore from backup and choose a backup that ANKI has recently done.
So as you can see, if you practice for less than 10 minutes a day, you can learn this vocabulary forever. But there are a few things that you should keep in mind. First of all, practice every day. Turn it into a habit. Find a time that you can do this every single day. When is the best time for you? While you're on the train? Right before you go to bed? While you're sitting on the toilet? For me, the best time is when I'm walking to my car every morning when I go to work. If you miss a day, it's fine. But if you miss a lot of days, those words start to accumulate. You break your habit, and you lose your motivation to keep doing it. So, do it every day. Set limits to how many words you'll study each day. Like you saw, I put a limit of 50 words. That way, I never practice more than 10 minutes a day. That way, I never get too stressed. If you don't remember a word, repeat it. Hit that red button. If you don't remember it, you won't remember it when you need it either. So just repeat it. Don't take too long trying to remember these words. Create your own cards. You can download cards like we saw in the video, but it's better to make your own cards based on your own experiences because you will remember them better and they apply to you more. Keep your phone ready to add new cards. Right when you learn a word, take it out, add that new word immediately. It only takes a few seconds, less than a minute at most, and then you'll remember it forever. So those are some of my tips on using ANKI. You can use other systems if you'd like, but the most important thing is to do it, to write down those words and start using them so that you don't forget them. You can go to the blog post in the description below for more information, and if you have any comments, let me know. Thanks.